How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. With the many new additions that the Lakers made to their team, will also come changes to their lineup and overall rotation. And in today's video, we'll talk about one change in particular that I think would unlock their true potential as a team. Just by looking at or reading the title of the video, you might have a good idea of what that change might be. And well, the change I'm referring to is by moving LeBron to power forward and Anthony Davis to the center position. I've been an advocate of doing this for a while now, and it does seem likely to happen. We've been hearing about the potential of that happening for probably over 2 months now. Back when they acquired Russell Westbrook in July, it was reported that LeBron and AD committed to playing more at the 4 and 5 to make it all work. In fact, it was even reported that Russ, LeBron, and AD had a discussion together after the trade, which involved Anthony Davis committing to playing more at the 5, and while some people chose to believe those reports, many declined to believe that he would actually end up doing that. But today, we have yet another report backing up that information. According to Jake Fisher of Bleacher Report, Rich Paul, the agent to both LeBron and Anthony Davis, had told team personnel around the league while at the NBA Draft Combine that James and Davis will be moving to the 4 and 5 this season. And given that Rich Paul is not only their agent, but a close friend to LeBron, he would definitely count as a reliable source of information here. Whether or not he actually made that direct quote, we don't really know for sure, but it does back up previous reporting. And I for one have no reason to believe that this report is not true. Similar reports have been being made for 2 months now, and there is no reason to believe that they are not true, because not only have they come from reliable news outlets, but they do actually make sense. In my opinion, it would be a given to move LeBron and AD to the 4 and 5 with Westbrook now on their team. It would not only be the logical move to make, but it might be a move that they really don't have a choice in making if they hope for their new big 3 to work. I mean, sure, they could definitely choose to play LeBron and AD at the 3 and 4 like last year, but would that even work? I find it unlikely. They already had a problem with spacing the floor last year, and that was without Westbrook. And not only was it without Russ, but it was with Marc Gasol, who was actually a center who could provide 3-point shooting. However, they no longer have that option. Gasol has now been traded, and both Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan are incapable of shooting from the 3-point line. So if we already know that they had a problem with spacing the floor last year, and then you would knowingly be taking even more away by including both Russ and either one of Dwight or DeAndre Jordan in their starting lineup, how could you really believe that would work? To me, I don't think there's any logical way that you could, which leaves them with the obvious move of sliding LeBron to the 4 and AD to the 5, because not only does that make more sense, but it would actually make them a better team too. The Lakers have without a doubt played at their best with LeBron at the 4 and AD at the 5 during the past couple of years. The only things that held them back from doing that more often was LeBron needing to play at point guard, and with Anthony Davis not feeling comfortable playing at the 5 due to concern for injury. But with them now having a true point guard in Westbrook that will allow LeBron to play at the 4 more often, he won't have to handle point guard duties nearly as much, and rather, he will now be able to post up more and get to his preferred spot on the floor without having to dribble there himself. And then for Anthony Davis, I think it has become clear that he is not protected from injury while playing at power forward. Last year, he played at power forward 90% of the time and ended up having the most injury-plagued year of his entire career. And while I am not saying that he will be completely protected from injury while playing at the 5, he will be less likely to re-injure his groin and Achilles in particular. I've said it many times before, but you do not hurt your Achilles or groin by playing physical down low. You do it while making quick and repetitive lateral and linear movements. And if they want to protect him from the injuries that occurred most recently, moving him to the 5 would actually make perfect sense. He will not be required to defend the perimeter nearly as often while playing at the 5, which will in turn make it less likely for him to re-aggravate his groin or Achilles. Again, I am not saying that he will be completely protected from injury regardless of where he plays at, but him playing at the 5 would provide their starting lineup with a lot more room on the court to operate. Moving AD to the 5 will allow them to include 2 perimeter players in their lineup instead of only 1. The likely candidates for that are Trevor Ariza, Malik Monk, Kent Bazemore, and Wayne Ellington, but regardless of who they pick, they will get more 3-point shooting and off-ball movement. which is really the point of moving LeBron and AD to the 4 and 5. Getting that additional perimeter player in their starting lineup will do wonders for them. LeBron and Russ need as much room on the court to operate as they can, and providing them with another perimeter player instead of Dwight Howard or DeAndre Jordan would definitely help them with that. Rather than having Dwight Howard or DeAndre Jordan clogging the paint and forcing Anthony Davis to play more on the perimeter, it allows everyone on the court to move more freely. With all 5 of their players being a threat to shoot the ball from the mid-range and 3-point line, the defense cannot overcommit to any one player. And that is basically a dream for a ball handler with an attacking mentality like Westbrook or even LeBron when he is looking to score. Very few players around the league can defend LeBron or Russ without additional help. And when they cannot get that help because of the 5 shooting threats that the Lakers have on the floor, it makes them nearly impossible to defend. They simply cannot create that same kind of offense with Anthony Davis at the 4 and with a traditional big at the 5. When one of Russ or LeBron goes to the bench, then they can take advantage of what Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan bring to their team. But with all of their big 3 on the court, it simply would not be a good idea to include either of Howard or Jordan in their lineup. Not only do they limit the true potential of their offense, but they could outright make it not work. We've seen in the past how Westbrook can even look like a liability on the court when he does not have enough shooters on the court with him. They want to do whatever they can to prevent that from ever happening, and the most obvious way to do that is by moving LeBron to the 4 and AD to the 5 whenever they share the court with Russ. I guarantee that will be the way their lineup looks at the end of the game, so why not just begin the game that way too? It will help them build more chemistry in that lineup and allow them to get comfortable playing at the 4 and 5 quicker, and given that the team has already proven to play better when they play at the 4 and 5, I do not believe it will be a big adjustment for them to play there more often. In conclusion though, I not only believe that the reports are true about LeBron and AD moving to the 4 and 5, but I hope they are too. I do not see any major benefit by not doing that, but I do see a ton of benefits by moving them there more often. We already know from prior experience that they perform well when playing there, and after adding Westbrook to their team, it will be the logical move to make. And if they are truly looking to maximize their potential as a team, I believe they need to make that move. But what do you guys think? How do you feel about the reports of LeBron and Anthony Davis moving to the 4 and 5 more often? Do you agree with me that it will make them a better team? Or if you don't, explain why you're against it by commenting down below and we can talk about it there. That will do it for this video though. Thank you to everyone who took the time to watch until the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please remember to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on notifications to get notified right away when I drop a new video. And if you want to stay up to date on all my immediate thoughts moves around the NBA, be sure to follow me on Twitter too. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.